the intro music. Yeah! Woohoo!
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today, you're looking at this video going, Rev, this looks like clickbait. Did you throw me a clickbait video? Or did you really provide content today? I promise you, it's not clickbait. By the end of this video, you will know what is happening for sure, content-wise, in August 2022. And then you will know what's coming after August 22. Guarantee it. I promise you, Rev is not just making you click the bait, but what he is doing is he's making you watch this video. Like right now, you're listening to like a minute of Rev, shut up and get to the point. No, because I do filler content because it's my style. It's how I slightly be entertaining to like this really small group of people. Also, it's how I feed my kids. So thank you so much for feeding the children. In fact, I actually give you the thumbs up. You're the thumbs up people today. Thank you for feeding my kids and watching all the content. So here's how I got the content. Now, if you are unfamiliar, this past weekend was Comic-Con. Now, if you are unaware of what Comic-Con is where the biggest nerds in the world gather together in one place to talk about all their fandoms. And yeah, gaming companies and television companies, everybody, they come too. Because when nerds come together, there's money. I'm sorry, there's fun. There's fun. Yes, excitement. Nothing else. No other reasons. Well, at Comic-Con, there was a Star Trek panel, obviously. So at that panel, you had not only Star Trek characters, which you'll see in a second, but also representatives from places like Scopely and Paramount. And then they were discussing things that were happening in the future. So, bam, look at the panel on the screen. Oh my goodness. Now, you may or may not know some of these individuals. Above me is Miss Erica Winterholer. She works for Paramount. To her left is the one that you really want to focus on in today's video, David Eckelberry, which I cannot confirm. I'm pretty sure that's actual Nigel Thornberry. You've never seen both of them in the same room. I am just convinced this is actual Nigel Thornberry. Just saying, you've never seen both of them in the same room and you don't see him at this panel right now. But if you don't know who Mr. Eckelberry is, he is not only one of the GMs for Scopely, specifically over Star Trek Fleet Command, but he's a VP. So to say that he's high up on the ladder is accurate. And yeah, he's a big dog. Big dog. So, and then of course, the amazing Anson Mount, who is just a very beautiful man and lovely hair. Can't relate. Not in the slightest. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play this clip for you, let you listen to it. We'll talk about little tidbits we might hear together. And yeah, we'll go from there. So let's just go ahead and get it started. How about that? Boom.
Well, David, you just said quite a lot, but speaking of the box, this is Comic-Con. We have some of our most dedicated fans who kind of come to this room. So
dedicated.
Are there any surprises, additional character surprises of things that you can tease for Star Trek Fleet Command? Of course.
This is Comic-Con. So we have a few more characters to get out to you when you're playing Strange New Worlds next month, and
So, in case you've been living under a rock, there's your confirmation. Strange New World will continue in August and new characters still coming from that series. Now, we've basically said that without saying that. Some of the dev team have talked about it a little bit, alluded to it. And then you've even seen in your news post, it said, as we're talking about the Splash Pass, that Strange New Worlds was happening as a part 3, but now you know for sure if you didn't before.
I think the fans will be really excited about that. We have a great, the 10 episodes told a series of episodic stories.
And we did love the episodic.
At the same time that they were telling character arcs. And that's what I really loved, that balance. We have our own arc that we've been building stories of, and we're going to draw that to a conclusion, first of all.
So, Strange New Worlds drawing to a conclusion to get to what?
That's going to be really exciting. We have our own surprises to tell at the same time that, we won't be killing any characters or driving any characters because we love them.
That's a Strange New World spoiler, by the way. Shh, don't tell the people.
All, and we want our players to be able to play them. Yeah, you're mean. And then the next thing, we like to weave in both history of Star Trek, legacy content of 50 corrected years of Star Trek, and mix in the new. So our next arc will take us back.
So real quick, you can tell where he's leading into this legacy content. Let me explain this for people who aren't aware. When Star Trek Fleet Command as a game was created, they only had access to movie rights. They did not have access to the original series, The Next Generation, which we've seen in the game in the past couple years. They were limited to what they could add. So things like Voyager, Deep Space Nine, the game could not roll out with because they did not have the rights for those. Now they do, which is why you see them in game, which means that we can go back to things like Voyager, Deep Space Nine, Enterprise, and implement them into the game in various ways because Paramount, Viacom, CBS, etc. is all one big happy family again, instead of being split apart as they were back in the day. So yeah, back to it.
Back into older Star Trek content, and stuff that we've never done before involves a space station near a certain wormhole, and so we're gonna.
A space station near a certain wormhole. If you could make it more obvious, David, it'd be appreciated. Like, just come out and say it. Just say it. It's Deep Space Nine. Just say it. It's Deep Space Nine. It's gotta be. I mean, it's... Woo! If that doesn't get you excited, I don't know what does, ladies and gentlemen. Deep Space Nine, often considered the best, or at least up there with the Next Generation. Now, that's not true for everybody. I know not everybody loves it as much as I do, but I love Deep Space Nine. It is arguably my favorite Star Trek series ever. The Next Generation is there, but there's honestly a little bit of nostalgia that plays into that more, because Next Generation is just kind of what I grew up with my family. You know, just growing up with my dad would watch it and play it, and that's how I remember. I've got my earliest picture, y'all have seen it, is me being like 3 years old watching The Next Generation. So nostalgia plays heavily into that for me. But still, the story of Deep Space Nine I've always absolutely loved. I mean, it's been amazing. Which, by the way, if you were curious and you want to see that picture of Rev, here's Rev as a baby, literally like a year old, watching The Next Generation. I share this photo because honestly, I'm old and it makes me feel good about myself. So you have David Eckleberry here, who is a VP with Scopely, high end. This isn't Rev, content creator, dropping a rumor. This is simply me facilitating you to help you see some of the things that maybe you don't know where to go looking for them. Well, now you do. Now you can see confirmation, 99% clear. I guess technically you've had Voyager had some run-ins with, star bases and wormholes. Like the one that, with the Ferengi episode in Voyager, with the wormhole, the little tiny one. Anyway, yeah, it's there's a lot of weird episodes in Voyager. Just come to think of it, like the time that Paris and Janeway went warp 10 and turned into salamanders, because that was great writing. But anyway, if you want to catch the rest of this, it is on the Star Trek Fleet Command page, I think, on their YouTube page. But maybe you didn't wait 20-something minutes in for David to give away these saucy secrets of Deep Space Nine. But that's okay. You now know that for sure this month or August, we're going to have Strange New Worlds Part 3. And then following that, which many of you might have known already through hints that the dev team have dropped or that me or DJ have dropped, there you go. Deep Space Nine. I also want to give a quick shout out to our friend Beck, who also makes cameos here at the very beginning. I'm actually going to mute that part. But hold on, there she is. It's back. It's back. Look, it's back. Back. Beck also has a really big announcement coming. So congratulations to Beck. I'm excited for her. So there you go. Was it clickbait? You tell me if this video was clickbait in the comments below. Hopefully it wasn't. Hopefully this 8-9 minutes, you feel like you didn't waste them. And you feel excited. I'm excited. Now, they've got to perform well. Hopefully they don't get performance anxiety. But yeah, it is, there you go. Deep Space Nine. And now we can go back to me having a hive at the moment because I'm trying to hide during incursions while making content for you. Because that's what I do as a content creator. I put my gameplay aside for you. Live long and prosper. Stay safe with the Space Cowboys. Deuces, that's me. I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for hanging out with me. Love you. And pass this around with your friends, your family, and anybody who plays Star Trek Fleet Command. I think they'll want to see this video. Howdy.
An even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to your house.